Welcome back, guys. I'm Sherlock Holmes. You guys have been asking and asking and asking. I'm sorry it took me so long to finally get to this, but we have another build tutorial for you today. I'm actually going to be posting a new build tutorial every Monday, so subscribe and hit that bell button so you get notified when I post it. And for the first build of this tutorial series, I'm going to do the tri-core alien Clapton. Let's jump right into this with what you're going to need to build this coil. Now, as far as materials go, we're going to be using 26 gauge wire. Now you can use stainless steel, titanium, nichrome, kanthal, whatever you want, but I'm going to be using 26 gauge kanthal. And for the outer wrap, the actual alien portion, I'm going to be using 36 gauge nichrome. Now you can use kanthal or stainless steel, but I found that the nichrome is softer and more forgiving and ends up looking cleaner when you wrap it. As far as build tools, we're going to need drill, corded or cordless, your swivel and swivel setup, toothless pliers, flush cuts. I'm going to be wrapping my coils on a 3mm bit. I'm going to do a 7 wrap on a 3mm. It's going to come out to 0.20, somewhere around there. If you're building it with nichrome, it's going to be lower, probably like a 0.15 or 0.17, I think. I'm not sure about stainless, but I want my finished alien rod to be about 11 inches, so I'm going to need 3 11-inch 26 gauge pieces of kanthal. And then I will need 1 probably 20-inch piece of 26 gauge. This is what we're going to use to make our Clapton, then decore it, and once we stretch that, that's going to become our alien wrap. First things first, I'm not going to show you straightening the wire because I feel if you're attempting an alien build, you already know how to straighten wire, and if you don't, I have a separate video on how to straighten your resistance wire. The first step in this build is to make a Clapton. Clapton it the opposite way that you're going to Clapton the alien. They need to be wrapped in opposite directions. So when we get to the end, leave yourself about an inch of a tail on the end. This will allow you to grab this with something so you can stretch the other end. I have about 18 inches of Clapton. I have about an inch on the end. I'm going to take it out of the drill, clip off the 45-degree angle. I'm just going to slide it right off. You can reuse the core from the Clapton once you're done with the Clapton and pull the wrap off of it. Cut it at the 12 inches and use that as one of your cores if you don't want to waste the wire. One of the biggest things that helped me along my journey with the aliens was this guy. Good old PVC. I picked this up at the local hardware store. I think it was no more than maybe 10 bucks, maybe $5. This is 3/4 inch PVC and it's about 10 feet long. What I do after I stretch out my decored Clapton wrap, I feed it into here, in through the PVC all the way. And I have the PVC, when it's not stuck, I have the PVC pointed away from my core at a 45-degree angle. When I feed the alien wrap into it, it's lined up and feeding directly into my cores. Before we stretch out the Clapton wrap, let's mount our core wires to the swivel. I'm going to thread them through the swivel and just pinch them together. When I have them threaded and pinched, I just pinch, I keep them all parallel and straight and pull all the way down to the other end. I'm going to snip them so they're all equal lengths. I want to keep tight, even pressure all the way down, making sure that these cores stay in line. And then I'm going to bend them, each one at a 45-degree angle, so that each one fits in a different slot of the chuck. When I tighten down the chuck, I want to make sure that they're still all straight, parallel in line, and that it's nice and tight and not going anywhere. In the beginning, if you'd like to, you can use a paper clip or something in the middle to help keep it together. As long as this is set up correctly and there's no slack in the cores, your alien wrap is stretched correctly, then you don't need to stabilize these cores at all. There is no easy trick, hack, or anything that I can do to teach you how to stretch your Clapton out the right way. It's trial and error. I can tell you that if you understretch it, you're going to have to put too much tension and it's going to collapse your core wires. If you stretch it too much, it's not going to lay right. So it's kind of a happy medium. If your issue is that your cores are constantly folding onto each other, stretch your alien a little bit more. The more tension you're putting on that wrap, the more likely those cores are going to go from parallel stacking up nicely to folding onto each other. One way that you can sort of practice a little bit, take the end of it and just kind of give it a little pull. Stretch it to the same amount you would the whole thing and hold your cores in your hand. And you can kind of get an idea of where you're going to be at by wrapping it by hand. It's going to be different every time, and it's all about feel, tension, and angle. Here's where that 1-inch tail comes in handy. The wider your cores are, the more you're going to have to stretch your Clapton. If you're making an alien Clapton with 2 cores instead of 3, you're not going to have to stretch it as much as you do if you're making a 3-core alien. Once you have it stretched, feed it into the PVC pipe. Pinch and twist just lightly back and forth. That'll just help it feed itself into the PVC. In the beginning, when you first start wrapping it, is where you want to find your tension and your angle. That's why we gave ourselves nice long pieces like 11, 12 inches and a lot of Clapton or alien wrap. So it's all about how much tension you use and the angle in which you lead your alien wrap to your cores. That's going to make or break your build. So use the beginning, burn up the space to get your wrap mounted, and find where it's going to work for you. have our finished alien rod that I just made, and I also have another one because the subscriber of the week this week is Chance of Clouds, and he got a hold of me on Instagram, and Chance of Clouds wanted like a little explanation of how I bend my leads the way that I do, and I do them for a very specific reason because I think, in my opinion, it's the absolute best way to do it. It's just so much easier to install. When I wrap these, I put a lot of pressure with my thumb and I pull pretty tight. I'm kind of pulling a little bit away from the first wrap, but not diagonally. More of just like a pressure. I'm still pulling straight out, but I'm also kind of pulling the left side of it, if that makes any sense. Chance of Clouds, this is for you. I'm going to make a 45-degree angle between the leads. I like the length on this one, so that's going to stay there. What I do is I take the one that I'm going to bend. It doesn't matter which one, but I pull it out just a little bit. When I'm going to bend them, the way they're going to be set, I look straight down at them.